little guy, how are you doing this morning? I didn't plan on getting up quite this early because I went to bed so late, but they were squawking and squawking and squawking. I'm sure the fox had gone by and they saw it, and they don't realize that if they're in their house, they're as safe as can be. So they could be laughing and not as frightened and squawking, and you could have shown them a little bit about the laughing part. Oh my goodness, yes. I'm just watching the squirrels as they walk around on the grapes trying to get at the birdseed and at the feeders on my porch. I swapped it out so that it's a little harder for them to empty out the feeder when they when they jump on top of it. So it's quiet out there, and it's quite a bit cooler this morning than it was in the heat of the day yesterday. I think today's going to be maybe a little bit cooler anyway, but we were not as hot as you guys were up there. So you've had quite a range of temperatures in your young life so far. Well, what shall we read now? After not reading for a while, I can't get enough of it. So, well, let's start with this one. It's the one on top of the list. It was in the poetry stack that I got from the library. And it says, Polar Bear, Arctic Hare, Poems of the Frozen North by Eileen Spinelli, illustrations by Eugenie Fernandes. So this is a good book, a good collection of poems for a hot day or a cold day if you're bundled up, and a hot day if you're so hot that the air is bundling you up. That was a silly thing to say, but you can't delete the spoken word. So I will read Polar Bear, Arctic Hare. Poems are fun. They're very different. They tell a story in a shorter way a lot of times, but the words are crisply put together in ways that are a little bit unusual, and they stay in your head in a really good way. It's really good. We're going to do a lot more of that. And when you're a little bit older, we're going to write poems together. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's going to be so cool. We can make rhymes of fun things. That's going to be so much fun. And we can make poems that aren't rhymes, and read poems, and hear poems, and memorize poems. And right now, just read some with great pictures. Look at this picture. That just warms you right up. Polar bear with her two little cubs. It was interesting yesterday when we read about cows, and how they only have one calf. I didn't ever know that. I suppose it's that way with horses too. And if they have two, it's unusual. It's called twins, like when humans have two. It's unusual. But anyway, let's read. It's nice the way they have a table of contents, and they list all the different poems. Oh, this is nice. Maybe 20 or more. And they write, the type is in white, which is kind of cool for a cold Arctic North book because there's so much snow. Now I'm going to show you the picture before I read the poem, because the picture so clearly goes with it in a beautiful way. It's a long book, so what I think I'll do is just slowly move it like this so you can see little details of the picture, and also the style of the artist. The illustrator is Eugenie Fernandes. That's a fun name, both of them. Polar bear mama moves with grace to find a sheltered winter place. She digs a snow cave wide and deep, where she and baby cubs can sleep. Come spring, the cubs set out for fun. They romp all day in the Arctic sun. They slip and slide, they race and roam, then weary, ride their mama home. This is so much like my little chicks also. The whole day they're just running around, running around, running around, and up and all climbing on their mom all over. And she's just trying to be a chicken and take care of herself like always. But now she has these four little ones running all around. And now they're in a small space, but when they get out on the grass at some point, it's kind of fun to watch because they'll go all over the place and then she'll say a few sounds and they'll come running back to her. And sometimes when she does it, they just keep doing their thing. And then other times, bam, they come right back to her. And you wonder, what was different in the sounds that she conveyed to them that said, I mean it this time, buddies, get back over here. But anyway, poems are nice to the ears, so I'm going to read this one the second time. Polar bear mama moves with grace to find a sheltered winter place. Squirrel noise. Oh no, that's not squirrel noise. That's cat noise down below, right outside the window. They probably chased a poor little chipmunk behind something or on the gutter of the roof. Maisie's on the roof. I'm telling you, springtime action is crazy. I should keep them in more. They're doing too much destruction. Let's go back to the poem. Polar bear mama moves with grace to find a sheltered winter place. She digs a snow cave wide and deep where she and baby cubs can sleep. Come spring, the cubs set out for fun. They romp all day in the Arctic sun. They slip and slide, they race and roam, then, weary, ride their mama home. I'm going to show you this picture now, too. There's several short poems on this page. There's a polar bear with a bee. There's this beautiful white birds that might be ptarmigans, might be terns, might be a bird I haven't heard of. Beautiful pictures, the way they do the pictures with detail and feeling, but with also some big brush strokes, as opposed to sometimes we see just tiny little ones. But like look at the polar bear. It's really very few strokes of, in this case it looks like pencil, I mean. It's fascinating how an artist can use just a small number of strokes or brush strokes or whatever to convey uh, the picture, the feeling, and convey so much more than you would think from just that little bit. When I was in art class, we used to do drawings, and we would do these sort of drills where there would be a model, and we would do drawings that got increasingly longer. The first ones would be 10 seconds, 30 seconds, and then it went up from there. But you would be amazed how much of it you could get with one line stroke, and then you could convey a whole shape and a feeling about from their posture and their whatever it was in what we were painting, how little it took. And then when we started looking at lights and darks, like right now, you see this darker here, 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 from where the folds are, we started drawing just those shaded spots, and the whole drawing, the whole picture would emerge from that. And you'd be surprised also how many drawings and paintings are done that way, where there's no outline of a line that says here's a head and here's eyeglasses and here's whatever. They do it with shading, and just by doing the darks, and the picture would just emerge almost magically. It's just beautiful. And that's a little bit what you have here with this polar bear. You do have some outline But you also just have darks. Just where it's dark, there's smudges, and the rest of it just kind of emerges, which is really cool. I'm hearing a little Malcolm, who's coming to say hello after. He was gone for 24 hours. Then he came back for a quick meal. Then he was out again the whole night until now. I saw him in the yard. You can't contain this boy. Let's go back to this poem. Gentle orange golden bumblebee. And there's a dash between orange and golden, so it's like gentle orange golden bumblebee. The Arctic bumblebee can sting, if it so has a mind to. Although it's rather nice to know, it seldom seems inclined to. That was good. I like poems that are like that say something and do it pithily and do it with the brevity of a poem, the crispness, but they get a message across. And it's a little bit different than you expect. The Arctic bumblebee can sting, if it so has a mind to. Although it's rather nice to know, it seldom seems inclined to. Snowbirds. Are those giant snowflakes? No, those are buntings flying low, seeking seeds in melting snow. Oh, so pretty buntings. So the one bird on this page, oh, not this page. Wait a minute. That's the terns. T-E-R-N. Where's the buntings? There we go. Now we have painted buntings. We have pictures of from like, I think Central or South America. But we have indigo bunting, which we get, which in fact was in the neighborhood in the last week or two. And now this is a different kind of bunting, which would make sense to have at the Arctic. I mean, it makes sense that the coloring would be that way, where it's whites and darks and not much else. As far as I know, I've never been there, just from the pictures. Champion traveler, Arctic tern, wings unfurled, flies halfway around the world. From the South Pole to the North, chasing summer back and forth. Fast birds, slow birds, big birds, small, Arctic tern outflies them all. Wow, it goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. Even a big plane created by humans would have a hard time doing that. These were good poems. I'm going to read these two again that we only read once. Are those giant snowflakes? No, those are buntings flying low, seeking seeds in melting snow. Oh, so pretty buntings. And Arctic tern, wings unfurled, flies halfway around the world. From the South Pole to the North, chasing summer back and forth. Fast birds, slow birds, big birds, small, Arctic tern outflies them all. Now I forgot to read you the title on the other two. The one about the buntings is called Snowbirds, and the one we just read about the terns is called Champion Traveler. I think we have time for not exactly. Okay, let's do one more small one. It's called Arctic Poppy. I'm going to send you a picture of the poppies in my garden. One of them bloomed for one day, and in the heat, it just lost its feathers yesterday. The one next to it isn't bloom. But one day out of a whole year, that's a short bloom period. Arctic poppy, fragile gold, seeds itself in Arctic cold, gleams in sunlight, scents the breeze, beckons butterflies and bees, blooms, but not for very long. Short and sweet the poppy's song, That's so funny. That's what I was just commenting on. Short and sweet, the poppy song. And this is one of the beauties about reading poems, is that as you learn poems and you put them in your brain, and as you memorize them, then when something in the day or in life comes up and it's, it has something similar to a poem, the words of the poem come in your head. And so there's a poetic expression of the moment. And people that know a lot of poems in their brain because they memorized a lot, they do this a lot and it's just beautiful. So I was just telling you about the poppy, the orange poppy in my garden that bloomed for one day. And then we read a poem and listen to how they say it. Arctic poppy, fragile gold. No, I didn't heed the commas. Let me do it better. Arctic poppy, fragile, gold, seeds itself in Arctic cold, gleams in sunlight, scents the breeze, beckons butterflies and bees, blooms, but not for very long. Short and sweet, the poppy's song. So, again, there's a picture. We didn't read the poem on this side of the page, but we will in the next version. But right now, I'm just going to say I love you to bits, little guy. I hope you have a great day, and we'll do more poems soon. Have a great day, little guy. I love you so much. I love you so much. I'm thinking of that video and the other ones that your mom sent yesterday. I love them so much. It's like I'm with you. And your little hands and feet when you get excited and you, the way you reach them out and stretch them out. Oh, and when you're laughing, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, it's a glory. I love you so much, little guy. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.